We started our journey in LA, in Pasadena, to be more exact, and we left January 9th of this year, 2019.
My favorite is New Orleans.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
My son's 8th birthday was there, and we didn't realize Mardi Gras was starting when we got there. So we got to enjoy his birthday, and he got to enjoy, and we all got to experience Mardi Gras at the same time. So it was a pretty cool experience.
For me, it was Arizona, but because I just naturally love Arizona because it's warm and I'm a warm weather person. And it was at one of our favorite campgrounds in Tucson that we got to spend a whole weekend. What attracted me to the NX was the grill at first, because it's very masculine, and I love
mean.
Yeah, it has a mean looking grill, and I just love more of a masculine look for my cars. It was smaller than what I needed because I do photography full time, so I lug around a lot of equipment, C-stands and stuff like that, so I needed something more bigger. But because of just the aesthetics, I fell in love with it, and I also really loved the turbo aspect of it.
Even though we don't really use it that much.
No, we don't.
My main concern when we left was the gas mileage, the towing a camper. I figured since it's a smaller V4, it would eat up gas. As long as we're not going uphill, we're constantly in eco. I think we average from LA all the way to Maine. When I checked last, we averaged 20.4 miles per gallon towing our camper.
Yeah, definitely. I really like the blind spot monitor, especially when we're going through very narrow areas with the camper. It just gives us another peace of mind, like, okay, we're okay, because we can't really see too far back because of the camper. So it gives us a lot of peace of mind, for me anyway. Yeah,
so when a car comes up fast, we know it if we're trying to cross over different lanes, so we're not too worried about that. And then just something that I like a lot, and my kids like a lot, because we travel with 2 kids and a dog. Both of our kids love that the back seats actually recline a little bit, so when we're on a 6-hour drive and they're trying to relax, they're not sitting straight up the whole time. They can get some comfort in sitting in the back seat and riding with us. Very crazy. When we left, we asked them before we left, are they okay with it? If they would have said no, we would have stayed in California and not done this. They said yes, and now we found when we're in a place for more than 2 or 3 weeks, visiting family or what have you, they'll start to ask us, okay, when are we leaving again? Because they miss being on the road just as much as we do. And it's been a really like a happy accident, because we didn't realize they would love it just as much as we do. And so they look forward to every time we leave to go somewhere else, and they ask us what city we're going to and what we're going to do there. The one thing we get a lot from people, including our family, which is mainly from our family, a lot of people a lot of people that we don't know, they say I want to do it, and they don't really question what we're doing too much because they want to. But our family doesn't understand how we can stay in a 10-foot camper or in a compact SUV for days on end and be with 4 people and a dog. But that's what makes us crazy. We've really taken onto our version of the minimalist type lifestyle, to where we really just want to live with what we want and constantly do what we want without necessarily adding to what we have. And what we want to do is more of just adventures and spend time with the family.
Having memorable moments with the kids and each other.
Our son, before we left, was a self-proclaimed vegetarian, and now he's evolved to a pescatarian because when we were in New Orleans. He tried jambalaya and gumbo and all this different stuff, and he ventured off into the fish side of things.
My cousin passed away unexpectedly last year, and she was 28, and we were really close, and just seeing how young she was and just all the things that we've talked about of doing, it really put a lot of things into perspective, and the whole like life is so short just really resonated in us. We're like, okay, we need to do this now, because I have personally wanted to go on this kind of road trip since I was a teenager, and now that we're married and have 2 kids, I wanted to do it now more so that our kids are young and they still want to hang out with us and still think we're cool. So we sold 90% of everything we owned. And
our second car.
Our second car, so that we can buy the camper. And then started looking on Craigslist for the camper, found it within 4 months. And it took us about 6 months to finalize everything, and then leaving in January.